You're in a heated moment, a tense meeting, a charged conversation, or a pivotal negotiation. You choose silence, believing its quiet strength will command respect, project authority, and shift the room in your favor. But as the seconds tick by, you feel it, the weight of unspoken words, the flicker of doubt. Did your silence make you mysterious or merely invisible? We've all been taught that silence is golden, a timeless tool of influence wielded by the greatest minds, philosophers, leaders, and visionaries. And it's true, silence can create a void that draws others in, forcing them to question, to wonder, to lean closer. Yet, what if silence alone isn't enough? What if there's a strategy so refined, so deliberate, that it transcends silence, embedding your presence in others' minds long after you've left the room? Welcome to Daily Stoic Quotes, your sanctuary for ancient Stoic wisdom fused with modern insights to master your mind and shape your destiny. Today, we're unveiling a game-changing approach, controlled visibility, a strategy that blends the mystery of silence, the weight of presence, and the precision of action to make you unforgettable. This isn't just about standing out. It's about crafting a legacy of influence rooted in Stoic virtue and sharpened by the subtle art of perception. So, buckle up, because this journey will transform how you move through the world. Let's start with silence, because understanding its power is the foundation of what we're about to explore. The Stoics, those timeless architects of resilience, knew silence was more than the absence of words. It was a weapon of self-mastery. Epictetus, the philosopher who rose from slavery to wisdom, taught us silence is safer than speech. When you hold your tongue, you protect your energy, avoid hasty regrets, and create an aura of intrigue. Think of a moment when someone's silence stopped you in your tracks. A pause so potent it made you question what they knew, what they felt. That's psychological gravity at work. Silence invites others to project their hopes, fears, and assumptions onto you, amplifying your influence without a single word. Consider Denzel Washington, a master of this art. Early in his career, facing pressure to accept stereotypical roles, Denzel sat in a high-stakes meeting with producers, his silence deafening. He didn't argue or plead. He let his steady gaze and quiet composure speak, forcing the room to grapple with his unspoken resolve. That silence didn't just win him respect. It secured roles like Training Day, proving his Stoic-like restraint was a force to be reckoned with. Silence, when wielded with intention, creates a vacuum that others rush to fill. But here's the catch: it has limits. Overused, silence can fade into passivity, leaving you overlooked or misunderstood. It's a spark, not the fire itself. This is where controlled visibility enters, a strategy that takes the quiet strength of silence and elevates it with deliberate presence and purposeful action. Imagine walking into a room, not shouting for attention, but radiating a calm, unshakable energy that turns heads. Imagine choosing when to speak, when to act, and when to step back. Each move so intentional that it lingers in others' minds like a melody they can't forget. This isn't about manipulation or flash. It's about authenticity, rooted in the Stoic principle of self-mastery and sharpened by the subtle cues of dark psychology. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, captured this essence when he said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Controlled visibility is your path to being, not just existing, but embodying strength, purpose, and influence. It's about showing up when it matters most, acting with precision, and leaving a mark so profound that your absence is felt as deeply as your presence. This strategy draws from Stoicism's call to master your mind and psychology's insight that perception is reality. How others see you shapes how they respond. long after you're gone. Why does this matter? In every corner of your life, relationships, careers, personal growth, your ability to influence defines your impact. True power doesn't come from shouting louder or filling every silence. It lies in how you exist in others' minds, how you shape their perceptions without chasing validation. Controlled visibility empowers you to command respect, not by demanding it, but by earning it through intentionality. Think of Oprah Winfrey, who transformed a moment of silence into a masterclass of presence during her 1990s talk show. Facing a confrontational guest, she paused, letting their words hang in the air, her calm gaze shifting the audience's perception from chaos to clarity. That deliberate pause, rooted in stoic discipline, didn't just control the moment. It redefined her as a force of wisdom and grace. You, too, can wield this power, crafting a presence that resonates in boardrooms, friendships, or even the quiet moments of self-reflection. Here at Daily Stoic Quotes, we're committed to guiding you with the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, blended with cutting-edge insights to navigate today's chaotic world. Today's video is a deep dive into controlled visibility, unpacking 6 transformative habits to make your presence undeniable. From strategic silence that captivates to deliberate actions that leave a legacy, we'll explore each habit through Stoic principles, psychological truths, and stories of icons like Denzel Washington, Oprah Winfrey, Nelson Mandela, and Beyoncé, who've mastered the art of influence. This isn't just theory. It's a blueprint for living with purpose, for crafting a life where every move aligns with your highest values. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Before we dive in, I have a small but powerful request. If you're ready to master your presence, to not just exist, but dominate in the right way, with virtue, clarity, and impact, take a moment to hit that like button. It's a declaration that you're here to grow. Then, drop a comment below with this phrase, I use my presence wisely. Write it, say it, believe it, because this is where your journey to greatness begins. Subscribe to Daily Stoic Quotes and ring the bell to join our community of Stoics seeking resilience and purpose. Stay with us, because what you're about to learn will change how you show up in the world. Let's uncover the strategy that's better than silence. Controlled visibility, starting with the first habit coming up next. Understanding silence, the foundation. Let's begin our journey by diving into the heart of silence, the cornerstone of influence that the Stoics revered and modern psychology validates. Silence isn't just the absence of words. It's a deliberate act of power, a shield for your energy, and a canvas for others' imaginations. Epictetus, the Stoic sage who rose from slavery to wisdom, taught us silence is safer than speech. This simple truth captures why silence commands attention in a world drowning in noise. When you choose to stay quiet, you create a psychological gravity, a void that pulls others in, compelling them to project their thoughts, fears, and assumptions onto you. Think of a moment when someone's pause made you lean closer, wondering what lay behind their calm exterior. That's the magic of silence. It disrupts the chaos of endless chatter, forcing others to pause and pay attention. A 2019 study in the Journal of Social Psychology confirms this, showing that strategic silence increases perceived authority by making others crave your perspective. Silence protects you from hasty words, preserves your inner clarity, and casts an aura of mystery that sets you apart. In a society where everyone clamors to be heard, choosing silence is a radical act of self-mastery, a declaration that you control your voice and your impact. To see silence in action, consider Denzel Washington, a master of stoic restraint whose career was shaped by its power. Early in his journey, Denzel faced intense negotiations with Hollywood producers pressuring him to accept stereotypical roles that clashed with his values. In one pivotal meeting, as executives pushed and prodded, Denzel remained silent, his steady gaze and composed demeanor filling the room. He didn't argue or plead. He let the weight of his silence speak, forcing the producers to grapple with their own assumptions about his resolve. That quiet strength shifted the dynamic, amplifying his perceived authority and securing roles like Training Day, which earned him an Oscar. Denzel's approach embodies Epictetus's wisdom. Silence is safer than speech. By holding back, he protected his energy and projected a confidence that spoke louder than words, aligning with the Stoic principle of mastering one's reactions. His story teaches us that silence, when intentional, isn't just a tactic. It's a force that reshapes perceptions and opens doors. Yet, as powerful as silence is, it has its limits, and understanding these is crucial to unlocking the strategy we're building toward. Silence can create mystery, but if overused, it risks becoming passive, fading into the background like a whisper lost in the wind. Imagine staying silent in a meeting where your ideas could have swayed the outcome. Did your restraint inspire awe, or did it leave you overlooked? Silence alone doesn't actively shape how others see you. It can invite misinterpretation, allowing others to fill the void with assumptions that don't serve your purpose. A 2020 study in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that prolonged silence can be perceived as disengagement, diminishing influence in group settings. Silence is a spark, not the fire itself. It sets the stage but needs more to sustain its impact. The Stoics didn't rely on silence for its own sake. They used it as a tool to prepare for deliberate action, a moment of clarity before stepping into the arena of influence. This is where we transition to controlled visibility, the strategy that takes silence's quiet strength and amplifies it with presence and purpose. Silence is the foundation, but controlled visibility is the structure, a dynamic blend of restraint, intentional action, and magnetic presence that leaves a lasting mark. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Silence protects your mind, but controlled visibility projects your strength, ensuring your influence resonates long after you've left the room. As we move forward, we'll explore the first habit of this strategy, cultivating strategic silence, a refined approach that transforms silence from a passive pause into a powerful tool of intrigue and control. Stay with us, and let's uncover how to wield silence with stoic precision, inspired by those who've mastered it before us. Habit 1. Cultivate strategic silence. Building on the foundation of silence, let's explore the first habit of controlled visibility, cultivating strategic silence. This isn't about staying quiet out of fear or indecision. It's about choosing silence with intention, using it as a deliberate tool to amplify your influence and steer interactions. Strategic silence is about timing, knowing when to pause, when to let others fill the void, and when to let your restraint speak louder than words. Epictetus taught us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In moments of tension or opportunity, strategic silence allows you to master your reactions, creating a ripple effect that shifts dynamics in your favor. A 2019 study in the Journal of Social Psychology found that well-timed silence increases curiosity and perceived authority, as others lean in, eager to understand your thoughts. Unlike passive silence, which can fade into obscurity, strategic silence is active. It invites intrigue, commands attention, and positions you as a figure of calm control. In a world that rewards noise, Choosing when to stay silent is a stoic act of courage, a way to protect your energy and shape how others perceive you. To see strategic silence in action, look to Oprah Winfrey, whose mastery of this habit transformed her 1990s talk show into a cultural phenomenon. During a heated interview with a confrontational guest, Oprah faced a barrage of accusations designed to provoke. Instead of reacting, she paused, her calm gaze steady, letting the guest's words hang in the air. That deliberate silence shifted the audience's perception, turning chaos into clarity and showcasing her control without a single word. The pause wasn't passive. It was a stoic act of discipline, reflecting Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. You have power over your mind. Oprah's silence forced the guest to reconsider, the audience to reflect, and the moment to pivot in her favor, cementing her as a beacon of wisdom and grace. Her story teaches us that strategic silence isn't about absence. It's about presence, a choice to let timing and restraint amplify your impact, aligning with the stoic virtue of self-mastery. So, how can you cultivate strategic silence in your own life? Start with these practical steps, rooted in stoic discipline and psychological insight. First, in conflicts or tense conversations, pause for 5 seconds before responding. This brief silence gives you time to regain control, process emotions, and choose a response aligned with your values. Second, avoid over-explaining. When you've said enough, let your silence speak, trusting its weight to convey confidence. Third, journal moments where silence shifted dynamics. Note a time when your pause made someone reconsider or strengthen your position. This practice, inspired by Seneca's call to self-reflection, helps you refine your timing and recognize silence's power. For example, imagine a colleague pressuring you for an immediate answer in a meeting. Instead of rushing, pause, meet their gaze, and let the silence build anticipation. Your response will carry more weight. These steps transform silence from a reflex into a strategy, empowering you to control interactions with stoic precision. As we embrace strategic silence, let's carry forward its lessons into the next habit, where silence evolves into something even more potent: unshakable presence. But before we move on, I invite you to join our Daily Stoic Quotes community. Have you ever used silence to shift a moment in your favor? Drop a comment below with "I master silence" and share your story. Your experience could inspire someone else. Hit that like button to affirm your commitment to stoic growth. And if you're not already subscribed, join us to never miss a video that empowers your journey. Stay with us, because the next habit will teach you how to project a presence so magnetic it speaks louder than words, building on the quiet strength we've cultivated here. Habit 2. Project unshakable presence. Having mastered strategic silence, we now step into the second habit of controlled visibility, projecting unshakable presence. Presence is silence with substance, a radiant energy that commands attention without a single word, reflecting the inner strength of a disciplined mind. It's the way you carry yourself, the calm in your gaze, the purpose in your posture, all signaling to the world that you are grounded, intentional, and in control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When your thoughts are rooted in stoic clarity, your presence becomes a mirror of that strength, drawing others in like moths to a flame. Dark psychology supports this. A 2021 study in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that strong posture and steady eye contact signal authority, influencing others' subconscious judgments before you even speak. Presence isn't about being loud or flashy. It's about being fully there, embodying the stoic virtues of courage and wisdom in every moment. In a world distracted by noise, an unshakable presence is a rare gift, a declaration that you know who you are and need no validation. To witness the power of presence, consider Nelson Mandela, whose stoic-like composure during his 1964 Rivonia trial captivated the world. Facing life imprisonment for his anti-apartheid activism, Mandela stood in the courtroom, his demeanor calm, his pauses purposeful, his gaze unwavering. He didn't shout or plead. His steady presence exuded dignity, transforming a moment of persecution into a global rallying cry for justice. Even under unimaginable pressure, Mandela's energy spoke louder than words, inspiring millions and proving that true power lies within. His approach aligns with Seneca's wisdom. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. By mastering his inner turmoil, Mandela projected a presence that reshaped perceptions, showing us that presence is not just seen. It's felt, a force that lingers long after you've left the stage. His story teaches us that an unshakable presence, rooted in stoic resilience, can turn adversity into influence, making you unforgettable. How can you project this kind of presence in your daily life? Here are practical steps grounded in stoic discipline and psychological insight. First, practice strong posture daily. Stand tall, shoulders back, as if carrying the weight of your purpose. This simple act signals confidence to others and reinforces it within you. Second, maintain steady eye contact in conversations, not to intimidate, but to connect, showing you're fully present. Third, meditate for 5 minutes daily to ground your energy, focusing on your breath to cultivate inner calm, as Marcus Aurelius did in his reflections. Imagine walking into a meeting or a social gathering. Stand tall, meet eyes with warmth, and let your grounded energy draw others in. These steps, practiced consistently, transform presence from a fleeting moment into a habit, aligning with the Stoic call to live with intention. Over time, your presence will become a silent force, commanding respect without effort. As we carry the strength of presence forward, we prepare to bridge it with action, the next habit in our journey toward controlled visibility. But first, let's connect as a community. Have you ever felt the power of your presence shift a room? Comment below with "I master my presence" and share a moment when you felt truly powerful. Your story could light the way for others. Hit that like button to affirm your Stoic journey, and subscribe to Daily Stoic Quotes with notifications on to stay with us. Up next, we'll explore how deliberate action solidifies the influence we've built, taking us one step closer to mastering controlled visibility. Stay with us, and let's keep forging that iron mind. Habit 3. Act with deliberate purpose. With strategic silence and unshakable presence as our foundation, we now turn to the third habit of controlled visibility, acting with deliberate purpose. Silence creates intrigue, presence commands attention, but it's purposeful action that solidifies your influence, turning moments into lasting impact. The Stoics believe that true power lies not in words but in deeds, as Marcus Aurelius wrote. Let your thoughts be ruled by principles. Deliberate action is the bridge between intention and reality, a conscious choice to move with clarity and align your efforts with your values. Unlike reactive impulses, which scatter energy, purposeful action is precise, controlled, and undeniable, shaping how others perceive you and building trust in your own strength. A 2020 study in Journal of Applied Psychology found that intentional actions increase perceived competence, as others respect those who act with focus rather than frenzy. In a world that tempts us to react hastily, choosing deliberate action is a Stoic act of discipline, a testament to your mastery over external chaos. To see deliberate action in practice, look to Serena Williams, whose response to the 2018 U.S. Open controversy became a masterclass in Stoic purpose. Facing unfair penalties during a heated match, Serena could have lashed out or retreated. Instead, she acted with calculated calm, addressing the umpire with measured words and redirecting her energy to the game. Her deliberate response, rooted in what she could control, shifted media narratives from criticism to admiration, earning respect for her resilience. Serena's approach reflects Epictetus' teaching. No man is free who is not master of himself. By choosing actions aligned with her values, she transformed a moment of adversity into a legacy of strength, showing us that purposeful action doesn't just influence others, it fortifies your soul. Her story reminds us that every action, no matter how small, is a chance to embody Stoic virtue and leave a mark that endures. How can you act with deliberate purpose in your life? Here are practical steps to make this habit your own, inspired by Stoic wisdom and psychological clarity. First, plan one intentional action daily. A kind gesture, a bold decision, or a step toward a goal, and execute it with focus. Second, reflect nightly on whether your actions aligned with your values, asking, did I act with purpose or did I react? Third, avoid reactive moves by pausing to choose purpose over impulse, even in heated moments. For example, if a colleague criticizes your work, pause, assess, and respond with a solution rather than defense. Your deliberate action will command respect. These steps, practiced consistently, build a habit of purposeful action, aligning with Seneca's call to let actions speak louder than words. Over time, your deliberate moves will shape a reputation of reliability and strength, a cornerstone of controlled visibility. As we carry the power of purposeful action forward, we prepare to explore how these actions shape perceptions, the next habit in our Stoic journey. But first, let's connect. Have you ever acted with purpose and seen its impact? Comment below with "My actions define me" and share your story. Your experience could inspire our community. Hit that like button to affirm your commitment and subscribe to Daily Stoic Quotes to stay with us. Next, we'll dive into mastering perception management, building on the influence we've crafted through silence, presence, and action. Stay with us, and let's keep sculpting a life of purpose. Habit 4. Master perception management. Having woven silence, presence, and purposeful action, we now embrace the fourth habit of controlled visibility. Mastering perception management. Perception is reality. How others see you shapes their responses, from respect to trust to influence. This habit is about aligning your outward signals, body language, actions, and energy with the authentic self you aspire to be, ensuring others perceive you as you intend. Epictetus taught us, first say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do. By consciously crafting your image, you wield the subtle art of dark psychology, where nonverbal cues speak louder than words. A 2020 study in Journal of Nonverbal Behavior found that body language, like confident posture, influences subconscious judgments, making perception management a powerful tool for influence. For the Stoics, this aligns with living virtuously. Your external presence must reflect your inner truth, creating an authenticity that's magnetic and undeniable. In a world quick to judge, mastering perception is a Stoic act of wisdom, ensuring your influence aligns with your values. To see perception management in action, consider Michelle Obama during her 2008 presidential campaign. Facing harsh criticism as a potential first lady, Michelle was labeled as unapproachable by detractors. Instead of reacting defensively, she crafted her public image with Stoic-like authenticity, delivering poised speeches and using warm, open gestures to project strength and relatability. Her deliberate choice to embody grace and conviction, smiling warmly, standing tall, and speaking with purpose, won over skeptics transforming her image into one of inspiration. Michelle's approach reflects Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. If it is not right, do not do it. By aligning her actions with her values, she shaped perceptions not through force, but through authenticity, proving that perception management is about being true to yourself while guiding how others see you. Her story teaches us that perceptions are malleable, and with Stoic discipline, you can craft an image that resonates. How can you master perception management in your daily life? Here are practical steps rooted in Stoic virtue and psychological insight. First, audit your body language. Avoid fidgeting or slouching, and practice open, confident postures to signal strength. Second, align your actions with the image you want to project, whether confidence, kindness, or competence, ensuring consistency between your deeds and your desired perception. Third, practice perception journaling. Each week, note how others responded to your presence and adjust cues like eye contact or tone to refine your impact. For example, in a job interview, stand tall, offer a firm handshake, and speak with measured clarity to project competence. These steps, practiced diligently, align with Epictetus's call to define who you are and act accordingly, making perception management a habit of Stoic authenticity. Over time, you'll shape how others see you, building a reputation that's both powerful and true. As we carry perception management forward, we prepare to explore strategic absence, the next habit that amplifies our influence by choosing when to step back. But first, let's connect as a community. Have you ever shaped someone's perception of you through your actions? Comment below with "I shape my reality" and share your story. Your insight could guide others. Hit that like button to affirm your Stoic growth, and subscribe to Daily Stoic Quotes with notifications on. Next, we'll uncover how strategic absence makes your presence even more potent, building on the perceptions we've crafted. Stay with us, and let's keep forging an iron mind. Habit 5. Leverage strategic absence. With perception management as our canvas, we now turn to the fifth habit of controlled visibility. Leveraging strategic absence. Absence isn't about disappearing. It's about stepping back with purpose to create scarcity, making your presence more valued and your influence more profound. The Stoics understood the power of timing, as Seneca wrote. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Strategic absence is a deliberate pause, a choice to withdraw when your presence is taken for granted, amplifying your impact when you return. Dark psychology supports this. Scarcity increases perceived value as others crave what's rare. A 2021 study in Social Psychological Review found that limited availability heightens curiosity and respect as people wonder about your motives and anticipate your next move. For the Stoics, strategic absence aligns with living intentionally, knowing when to conserve energy and when to shine, ensuring your presence is a gift, not a given. To see strategic absence in action, look to Steve Jobs during Apple's 1997 to 2000 turnaround. After returning to a struggling company, Jobs deliberately limited his public appearances, stepping back from the spotlight to focus on innovation. This absence created anticipation, as analysts and fans speculated about his next move. When he re-emerged to launch the iMac in 1998, his calculated return, marked by a sleek presentation and confident demeanor, electrified the world, cementing his image as a visionary. Jobs' Stoic-like timing reflects Marcus Aurelius' wisdom. Let your thoughts be ruled by principles. By choosing when to be absent and when to appear, he transformed Apple's narrative, proving that strategic absence isn't about hiding. It's about amplifying impact through scarcity. His story teaches us that absence, when purposeful, creates a hunger for your presence, making your return unforgettable. How can you leverage strategic absence in your life? Here are practical steps grounded in Stoic wisdom and psychological insight. First, step back when your presence is taken for granted. Limit availability in relationships or work to reset expectations. Second, reappear with impactful actions, such as a bold contribution or a meaningful gesture, to maximize your return's effect. Third, reflect weekly on absence's impact. Note how others responded when you stepped back and how your reentry shifted dynamics. For example, if a friend constantly demands your time, politely reduce contact for a week, then reconnect with a thoughtful act. Your absence will deepen their appreciation. These steps, practiced with discipline, align with Seneca's call to value time, making strategic absence a habit of controlled visibility. Over time, your selective presence will command respect as others learn to cherish your energy. As we carry strategic absence forward, we prepare to explore the contrast principle, the final habit that amplifies our influence through dynamic shifts. But first, let's connect. Have you ever stepped back and seen your absence make a difference? Comment below with "I choose when to be seen" and share your story. Your experience could inspire our community. Hit that like button to affirm your journey and subscribe to Daily Stoic Quotes to stay with us. Next, we'll uncover how contrast maximizes your impact, building on the scarcity we've crafted. Stay with us, and let's keep sculpting a life of influence. Habit 6. Amplify impact with the contrast principle. Having mastered silence, presence, action, perception, and absence, we arrive at the sixth and final habit of controlled visibility, amplifying impact with the contrast principle. This principle, rooted in Stoic clarity and dark psychology, teaches us that value is magnified through contrast, silence against action, absence against presence, restraint against boldness. Epictetus taught us, it is not things themselves that disturb men, but their judgments about them. By alternating between opposites, you shape others' judgments, making your presence sharper, your actions bolder, and your silence heavier. A 2020 study in Journal of Experimental Psychology found that contrast heightens attention, as our brains are wired to notice shifts in patterns. For the Stoics, contrast was a tool for clarity, helping us focus on what matters by highlighting differences. In controlled visibility, the contrast principle is the spark that makes your influence unforgettable, turning moments into memories that linger in others' minds. To see the contrast principle in action, consider Beyoncé's groundbreaking 2013 Beyoncé album drop. After a year of minimal public presence, strategic absence at its finest, Beyoncé shocked the world by releasing an entire album without warning, accompanied by bold visuals and a confident announcement. This dramatic shift from silence to action electrified fans, redefining music launches and cementing her as a cultural icon. Her Stoic-like timing reflects Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By leveraging contrast, quiet withdrawal followed by a thunderous return, Beyoncé amplified her impact, proving that deliberate shifts create intrigue and respect. Her story teaches us that contrast isn't just about change. It's about intention, using dynamic shifts to make your presence a force that reshapes perceptions and inspires awe. How can you amplify your impact with the contrast principle? Here are practical steps rooted in Stoic discipline and psychological insight. First, alternate silence and action deliberately. After a period of restraint, make a bold move like offering a key insight in a meeting. Second, plan bold reentries after absence. Return with a meaningful action, such as a thoughtful gesture or a decisive contribution. Third, track contrast effect in a journal. Note how others responded to your shifts and refine your timing. For example, if you've been quiet in a group chat, re-enter with a powerful idea that sparks discussion. your contrast will draw attention. These steps, practiced consistently, align with Epictetus's call to shape judgments through deliberate choices, making the contrast principle a habit of controlled visibility. Over time, your dynamic shifts will make your influence undeniable, a testament to Stoic mastery. As we conclude this habit, we've built a powerful framework for controlled visibility, ready to be synthesized in our final reflections. But first, let's connect as a community. Have you ever used contrast to amplify your impact? Comment below with "My impact is undeniable" and share your story. Your insight could light the way for others. Hit that like button to affirm your Stoic growth, and subscribe to Daily Stoic Quotes with notifications on. As we move to our conclusion, we'll tie these habits together, offering a Stoic exercise to live with purpose and leave a legacy. Stay with us, and let's complete this journey to an iron mind. We've journeyed far together, from the quiet power of silence to the dynamic force of controlled visibility, uncovering a strategy that transcends words and embeds your presence in the hearts and minds of others. Let's pause to reflect on the 6 habits that form this transformative approach, each a pillar of Stoic wisdom and psychological insight, crafted to help you live with purpose and leave a legacy of strength. First, we explored strategic silence, inspired by Oprah Winfrey's masterful pauses that turn chaos into clarity, teaching us to wield silence with intention to create intrigue and control. Then, we embraced unshakable presence, exemplified by Nelson Mandela's calm dignity in the face of persecution, showing us how to radiate inner strength without a word. Next, we committed to deliberate action, guided by Serena Williams' calculated response to adversity, proving that purposeful deeds shape perceptions and build self-trust. We then mastered perception management, drawing from Michelle Obama's authentic grace to align our outward image with our inner truth. Strategic absence followed, illuminated by Steve Jobs' calculated withdrawals that amplified his impact, reminding us that scarcity enhances value. Finally, we harnessed the contrast principle, inspired by Beyoncé's bold album drop that shocked the world, demonstrating how dynamic shifts make our influence unforgettable. Together, these habits form controlled visibility, a Stoic blueprint for commanding respect, not by shouting, but by mastering your mind and moving with purpose. As Seneca wisely said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." These habits free you from the imagined fears that hold you back, empowering you to live boldly and authentically in the present moment. At the heart of controlled visibility lies a profound truth. True power begins with self-mastery. The Stoics taught us that influence over others starts with control over ourselves, our thoughts, our reactions, our choices. To help you embody this principle, I invite you to adopt a daily Stoic exercise, the reflection of intent. Each evening, set aside 5 minutes to reflect on your presence, guided by 3 simple questions. First, did my silence create intrigue today? Did I pause with purpose to shift a moment in my favor? Second, did my actions align with my values? Did I move with intention, or did I react impulsively? Third, how did I shape perceptions? Did my presence, posture, or words reflect the person I aspire to be? Write your answers in a journal, letting this practice ground you in Stoic clarity, much like Marcus Aurelius did in his meditations. Then, choose one action to enhance tomorrow, perhaps a strategic pause in a tense conversation, a bold move in a meeting, or a moment of calm presence in chaos. This exercise, rooted in Marcus Aurelius's wisdom, you have power over your mind, fosters self-mastery, transforming controlled visibility from a concept into a way of life. Over time, these small reflections will forge an iron mind, aligning your daily choices with the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, and justice, and ensuring your influence grows stronger with each step. Now, let's turn inward and ask, what does it mean to live with controlled visibility? It's about more than influence. It's about crafting a life of meaning, where every silence, every action, every moment of presence reflects your highest self. You are capable of commanding respect, not by chasing attention, but by mastering your presence. Just as Mandela stood unshaken in the face of injustice, or Beyoncé redefined artistry with a single, calculated move. These icons didn't just exist, they left a legacy, a testament to what's possible when you align your mind with purpose. You, too, have this power within you. Every choice you make is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life, painting a portrait of resilience, virtue, and impact. At Daily Stoic Quotes, our mission is to guide you on this journey, offering the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus to navigate the chaos of the modern world. We're not just a channel, we're a community of Stoics striving to live with purpose, to rise above noise, and to leave a mark that endures. As you stand at this crossroads, I ask you, will you blend into the background, or will you step forward with intention, wielding controlled visibility to shape your destiny? The path to mastery isn't easy. It demands discipline, patience, and a willingness to confront your own weaknesses. But the reward is a life of clarity, where your presence inspires, your actions resonate, and your absence is felt. Imagine walking into every room, every conversation, every challenge with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their worth. Imagine the relationships deepened, the opportunities seized, the legacy built, all because you chose to live deliberately. This is the promise of controlled visibility, and it begins with action. Knowledge without application is nothing. So I challenge you to start today. Practice one habit, perhaps a strategic silence, a moment of unshakable presence, or a deliberate action, and watch how it transforms your world. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Every moment is an opportunity to live with virtue, to act with purpose, to be the master of your mind. Before we part, I have a final call to action, a chance to join our Daily Stoic Quotes community and declare your commitment to this Stoic journey. Which of these 6 habits inspired you most? Oprah's strategic silence, Mandela's unshakable presence, Serena's deliberate action, Michelle's perception management, Jobs' strategic absence, or Beyoncé's contrast principle. Drop a comment below with "I master my presence" and share your story. Your experience could light the way for someone else in our community. If you found value in this video, hit that like button to affirm your dedication to growth. It's a small act, but a powerful step toward living intentionally. Share this video with someone who needs Stoic wisdom, someone ready to rise above the noise and master their influence. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Daily Stoic Quotes and turn on notifications to join us for every video that empowers your journey. We're here to guide you, step by step, toward a life of resilience and purpose. As we close, I want to leave you with a spark of anticipation for what's next. Our upcoming video, 5 Stoic Secrets to Conquer Doubt, will arm you with powerful tools to silence self-doubt and step boldly into your potential. Don't miss it. Until then, carry these habits with you. Let them shape your days, and let your presence be a testament to your strength. Remember, you don't need to control the world, only your mind. Your silence, your actions, your very being can inspire, uplift, and endure. Keep rising, keep mastering yourself, and keep blessing the world with your Stoic strength. This is Daily Stoic Quotes, and I'll see you in the next video, ready to forge an iron mind together.